On June 29, 2017, Molly McLaren drove to Pure Gym in Chatham, Kent. She was 23 years old, an A-grade university student, and a fitness blogger recovering from bulimia. She placed her gym mat on the floor and began her workout. She did not know she had been followed. Joshua Stimson, her ex-boyfriend, had been waiting outside her home since 5 in the morning. He watched her enter the gym. Then, he walked inside and placed his mat directly next to hers. Molly looked up. She did not scream. She did not run. She took out her phone and sent a photo to her friend Amy. Molly and Joshua met on Tinder. She was looking for something deeper than casual dating. He was a double glazing salesman from Rochester with a history of unhealthy breakups. None of those previous breakups had been reported to police. When Molly introduced him to her friends, something felt wrong. Amelia made one joke. Later that night, Joshua messaged Molly trying to drive a wedge between them. Amelia said it put her off instantly, but Molly saw a different person. Joshua told her he also struggled with anxiety and depression. She believed they could help each other. She did not yet know that his help came with a price. The relationship changed within 4 months. Joshua began arriving at Molly's house without warning. He invited himself to nights out where he was not welcome. If Molly wanted to study alone, he said he needed to be there for her. Her friends watched her shrink. She was upset every day. The girl who had once been the light of every room started second-guessing every decision. Joshua made her feel guilty for wanting space. When she finally broke up with him at a nightclub, he shouted across the bar that she had finished him. That was the first time her friends saw his rage. They did not know it was only the beginning. After the breakup, Joshua did not go away. He posted on Facebook that Molly used cocaine. He tagged her family so they would see the lie. He knew her fitness blog was built on health and honesty. He wanted to destroy that image publicly. Molly blocked him, so he found another way. He convinced a different girl to friend Molly on social media. That girl sent Joshua screenshots of everything Molly posted. He knew where she went, who she was with, and when she was alone. Molly went to the police. An officer called Joshua and asked if they would need to talk again. Joshua replied with 2 words, "Aren't we?"
Molly's mother went with her to the police station. They printed photographs of Joshua's face and handed them to neighbors. Everyone was watching for him, but no one knew about the second account, the fake friend. Joshua continued tracking Molly for days. He watched her post a mirror selfie before a night out. He saw the geolocation tag. That night, he showed up at the same bar in Chatham Docks with another woman. He smiled at Molly from across the room. Her friends said it was probably a coincidence. The human instinct wants to be wrong, but Molly was not wrong. She was being hunted. The night at the bar ended without violence. Molly left alone. Nobody escorted her to her car. Nobody thought Joshua would follow her. He did not. He waited. The next morning, Molly drove to the gym to film content for her fitness blog. She posted nothing online about her location. She told no one except her mother. Joshua still arrived less than 10 minutes after her. The fake friend had not been needed this time. He had simply followed her car from her home. He watched her park. He waited in his vehicle until she was inside. Then he walked through the gym doors and climbed the stairs toward her mat. Molly confronted him on the gym floor. She asked why he was not at work. He told her it was none of her business. She texted Amy again. Amy wrote back telling her to leave immediately. Molly called her mother. Her mother said the same thing. Go straight home. Do not talk to him. Molly gathered her things. She walked toward the exit. Joshua had already left the gym. That should have been a relief, but he had not gone home. He was driving circles around the car park, waiting for her to come out alone. Molly stepped into the daylight. She walked toward her car. She did not see his vehicle idling in the corner. At 11:08 a.m., Molly reached her car door. Joshua Stimson crossed the car park in 7 seconds. The day before, he had bought a Sabatier paring knife from Asda. He had also bought a pickaxe. He used the knife. He stabbed Molly McLaren 75 times. A witness called 999 at 11:09 a.m. Amy sent a text message at 11:15 a.m. asking if Molly had gotten home safe. That message was never delivered. When police arrived, Joshua was still at the scene. He did not run. He did not call for help. He stood there. Later, he would claim diminished responsibility. He would say his mental illness made him do it.
The trial began on January 23, 2018. Joshua Stimson pleaded not guilty to murder. He pleaded guilty to manslaughter. The court then heard about his past. He had spat in an ex-girlfriend's face. He had slashed another woman's tires. He had threatened to drown a third while she was on holiday. Police knew about some of these incidents. No charges had been filed. The jury took less than 4 hours to return a verdict. Unanimous. Murder. The judge called Joshua a highly dangerous young man who would pose a very considerable risk to women for the rest of his life. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. 5 months after the verdict, Rochester Cathedral held a graduation ceremony. Molly's class received their diplomas. The chancellor called 2 names to the stage: Doug and Joan McLaren, Molly's parents. They walked forward to accept their daughter's undergraduate diploma in sports and exercise for health. The entire cathedral stood. Students clapped. Lecturers cheered. Strangers who never knew Molly raised their voices. They lifted the roof, as one witness said, not out of pity, out of pride, because Molly earned that certificate and because her parents showed the world that grief does not have to hide. The Molly McLaren Foundation now helps young people with eating disorders and teaches them to see the red flags before it is too late.